When a Sigma male enters a room, the atmosphere shifts. He's not loud, he doesn't demand attention, but his presence sends a signal. There are limits, invisible, unspoken, but absolute. The energy is just off. That's a Sigma. In a world full of manipulators, narcissists, and energy leeches, the Sigma doesn't just survive, he thrives. Why? Because he doesn't play their game, he sets the rules, he draws the line, and if you cross it, you're gone. He's like a lone wolf. He's not afraid to be alone, in fact he prefers it. This is not about being nice, it's about survival. Let's talk about why the Sigma attracts malevolent people like moths to a flame. It's their independence, their mystery, that control they have over themselves, their emotions. It drives the manipulators and narcissists crazy. Narcissists crave admiration, they need it like oxygen. And manipulators, they seek influence, they want to control everything and everyone around them. And energy vampires, they just want a constant supply. They latch onto anyone who will give them the time of day. To these folks, the Sigma represents something they can't control, something they can't figure out, and that makes him dangerous. But it also makes him a challenge, and toxic people, they love a challenge. They see it as an opportunity to prove themselves, to show the world that they can control even the most uncontrollable of creatures. What they don't realize is that the Sigma doesn't react the way others do. He doesn't play their games, he doesn't argue, he doesn't explain, he doesn't try to fix them, he just observes and enforces. He sees everything, but he doesn't let anyone see him. When you encounter someone who's truly self-sufficient, who doesn't need your approval, it messes with your head, right? It's unsettling, that's the Sigma effect. He's a walking, talking reminder that these people don't have any power over him. Now let's talk about the malevolent. These folks, they come in all shapes and sizes. Some are loud, obvious, and aggressive. They're like a bull in a china shop. They're not afraid to make a scene. They want everyone to know they're there. They crave that attention. Others are subtle, smiling while they undermine you. They're the snakes in the grass. They'll be your best friend one minute and stab you in the back the next, but they all have one thing in common. They push. They test. They look for cracks in your armor. They're like predators, always on the lookout for weakness. They'll use guilt, charm, confusion, and even fake vulnerability to get past your defenses. They'll tell you you're too sensitive, too serious, too much. They'll try to make you doubt yourself. The Sigma male, he doesn't let people into his space just because they want in. It's not about being a jerk, it's about self-preservation. It's about protecting your energy. If there's no mutual benefit, no alignment of purpose, energy, or respect, access is denied. It's like a business deal. You wouldn't invest in a company that's going nowhere, would you? No way. You want a return on your investment. The Sigma, he approaches relationships the same way. He's looking for something real, something substantial. He's not interested in wasting his time with people who aren't going to bring anything to the table. He doesn't entertain dead weight. He doesn't feed bottomless pits. His time is a currency, and not everyone is worth the transaction. He invests in people who are going to make him better. Boundary rule number 2, calm is the weapon. Malevolent people, they feed on emotion, anger, fear, frustration. It's what gives them power. They provoke to control. They escalate to dominate. They want to see you sweat. They want to see you break. But the Sigma, he doesn't bite. He doesn't flinch. His calm is unnerving. It's like he's got ice water in his veins. He sees right through their bullshit, and it drives them crazy. His silence is a mirror. It forces the manipulator to confront their own reflection. And they hate what they see. They see their own emptiness, their own insecurity. Boundary rule number 3. The cutoff is instant and total. When the Sigma sees who you really are, you're done. No second chances, no explanations. You're cut off like a bad habit. There's no argument, no warning. He's gone. He exits without announcement. He disappears without closure. This isn't ghosting, it's strategic disengagement. It's about protecting himself from further harm. The Sigma male doesn't owe closure to those who violate his peace. He doesn't owe them anything. He's given them enough chances. They've shown him who they are, and he's moving on. The most powerful statement he makes is walking away. Boundary rule number 4. You can't buy your way back in. Let me tell you something about the Sigma male. Once he's shut the door, no amount of begging, pleading, or gift-giving is going to change his mind. It's over. Narcissists, they beg for attention. Manipulators try to appeal to your emotions. They'll say anything to get what they want. But the Sigma's boundaries are not emotional. They're structural. They're non-negotiable. It's like trying to break into Fort Knox. It's not happening. There is no key to a locked gate when the gate no longer exists. He's not playing that game. Forgiveness may be offered down the line. Boundary rule number 5, ruthless compassion. Now this is important. The Sigma, he doesn't need to hate you to walk away. He doesn't need revenge. He doesn't need drama. He understands that some people are broken, some are dangerous, and some are simply lost. He gets it. We're all fighting our own battles. But he also knows this. It is not his job to fix them. It's not his responsibility to save everyone. He can't pour from an empty cup. Sometimes the most powerful form of compassion is disconnection. Not for punishment, but for protection. Outro: the Fortress of Peace. You can't always see a Sigma's boundaries. They're like that electric fence around a property. You don't see it until it's too late. But if you try to cross them, you'll feel the wall, cold, sudden, and final. You'll know you've messed up. In a world that manipulates through guilt, weakness, and noise, the Sigma male moves in silence, commands his peace, and guards it like a fortress. He's not afraid to be alone, to be different. In fact, he embraces it. Boundaries aren't just for protection, they are declarations of value.